Everybody, welcome back to our next Lunch and Learn, and we are here in Harbord Village. Boundaries as always, north to Bloor, south to College, west is Bathurst, and the east side is Spadina. So this area was subdivided in the early 1850s on land formerly owned by the Jarvis and Dennison families, and these are prominent names we've heard about before in previous videos. The area really opened up for development around 1870, and they were mostly modern working class houses, and the larger middle class houses, they appeared in about late 1880s after the local school was built, streets were paved, and the city provided water and sewers. They're predominantly bay and gable semi-detached houses, and they dominate the current streetscape. So there's only one block on Brunswick Avenue, which I'm actually standing on right now, which was not developed until about the 1890s, and they contain larger houses, I guess common to the annex neighborhood to the north. Like most 19th century Toronto, the initial residents, they were mostly immigrants from Great Britain. But in the years following the First World War, the neighborhood it gradually became less desirable. By the 1930s, it became home to many newly immigrated Eastern European Jews and children and grandchildren of former U.S. slaves who came to Canada through the Underground Railroad. Now, what did these groups have in common? Well, they both faced discrimination when trying to move into better neighborhoods like this one. The Jewish Community Center at the corner of Bloor and Spadina, and the First Nuer congregation, which is actually right behind me, and nicely refurbished on Brunswick Avenue here, it still remains today. Now, the next wave of immigration, it changed demographics of the area again, with many Hungarians arriving following the revolution in 1956, and in the 60s and 70s, there was an influx of Portuguese. In the late 1960s, partially because of the planned Spadina Expressway, the city designated the area as slum, and they planned to demolish and redevelop a large part of it with tall towers. And this resulted in the demolition of many houses in the northeast corner of the neighborhood, and this led to the residents organizing in opposition. And they formed the Sussex-Ulster Residents Association, which is now called the Harbord Village Residents Association, and they were successful in stopping the development. Now, they built smaller towers instead along Spadina, and the rest of it was given to the University of Toronto to create playing fields and outdoor recreation for their students and the community. Now, the signature street in Harbord Village, it's Palmerston Boulevard. There are stone and iron gate posts, one on College and one on Bloor, and it sets the tone for this distinctive boulevard, which also features cast iron street lamps, large trees, and huge homes. Now, the newest development in the neighborhood is Mirvish Village, and it's located on the southwest corner of Bloor and Bathurst. Now, technically, it's just a touch outside the neighborhood, but it's pretty dominant, and this master plan community includes 6 high-rise rental buildings, and approximately 1/3 of these are designated as affordable. Now, much of the vitality of the neighborhood comes from being located right next door to the University of Toronto. Many university students, faculty, and alumni, they live and own in the neighborhood. Now, Harbor Street, which is what we're standing on right now, is the main east-west street running through the neighborhood, and it has this village feel. And there's restaurants and coffee shops and bakeries and a really eclectic mix of specialty stores. So let's go eat. One of the restaurants, AFAM, it's right here on Harbord Street. So we're here at AFAM on Harbord. You have to go downstairs to get there, but it's a really neat spot. Got a couple of Italian sandwiches. I took a bite of mine, and it's pretty good. I like a good sandwich, and this is a good sandwich, so check it out. So, pricing. There's a lot of overlap given the different sizes and condition of properties, but in general, in the past 6 months, attached or row houses, they sell 1.5 to 2 million, semis 1.5 to just over 3 million, but the lion's share is probably between high 1s to mid 2s. Detached, high 1s to mid 4s, but the majority 2 to 3 million. And condos. There's a very limited number. 736 Spadina near the corner of Bloor. Well, 1 bedrooms, mid 5s, 2 bedrooms for the smaller ones, 800 to mid 1.2s for the larger. And there's also a townhouse complex near Spadina Crescent near College. And I sold one there a few years ago, and those are 2 to 2.5 million. Anyhow, I love doing these videos. Like, share, and we'll talk soon.